Okay, here we are. So it's been a while since I actually got either a vlog done or any kind of YouTube video done, but I figured let's make it happen. I actually wanted to be documenting my upcoming trip, my Europe trip, in a way that I haven't done before. I've been to Europe many, many times, different parts of Europe, Germany and France, and one place I haven't been to is Spain, so that'll be new. But I've been to so many places in Europe, and I've been there. Some places I've been numerous times. However, this trip that I have coming up, I'm going to do a little bit differently. And I'm not going to tell you everything I'm doing right now. Actually, this video is really just about my pre-trip preparation in order to make this happen. So let me just rewind a bit. I just came back from a United States, USA real estate investing and networking tour. And one of the things when I went with my backpack and my Tony weekend carrier, and then a smaller four-wheeled roller bag, right? And literally, usually I just check one in, and I would carry my Tony weekender and then my backpack. All these things, right? But here's what I realized when I was traveling, and I literally hit up about 5 states while I was in the United States. I barely wore everything I brought with me. So I brought too much. Now, have you ever experienced that before? Have you ever traveled to a place and you packed and you brought way too much stuff? Yeah, me too. So, but this time, what really hit me home was that I had packed way too much stuff, and I knew I had this Europe trip coming up. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I cannot pack the way I just did into the United States. I can't pack the same way as I'm going to Europe. Well, here's the thing. Because I'm doing this trip a little differently, I'm not going to Europe just for, I'm not just flying into, let's just say, Paris, France, and staying in Paris, France for 2 weeks. No, this is a Europe tour. So I cannot lug big luggage around with me. So one of the things I decided to do was I'm going to research and figure out how to pack more efficiently, how to pack more, less, and get more packed, and also how to just have a better mindset in preparation before going. So some of the things I looked into was the first packing, and not packing so much, but packing a little bit less so that I could get a good, not have to lug around so much luggage, not have to take more than I needed. This is actually a mind shift for me. Actually, one of the things that I had to really look at was, am I going to use this? Am I taking this with me out of if something bad happens, or just in case, or you never know, right? So I had to ask myself all those questions. What was my reason behind taking all this stuff? And so literally, as I started watching videos about other people packing, they would say the same thing. They said, listen, you cannot pack as if something bad's going to happen, if the worst happens. And it's true. I've been traveling so long oh my gosh, I don't know. I've been traveling so long in so many places, and I think I just lost. I don't know why. I just kind of lost the way, I guess. I started taking more bags with me. I used to just be able to pack in one bag. I used to travel on a weekend, a 3-day trip. I used to pack. I used to have this another. Kind of like a laptop bag. It was kind of soft leather, and I literally could pack just enough in there for 3 days for traveling for business as I went to go speak somewhere. And it was perfect, but then I don't know why, but I just got out of hand and started packing more stuff. So it's kind of like an eye opener, and it was perfect timing. So here's what I did. I started doing some research. There's a few sources out there that you can really look into. One of them being Rick Steves. I really liked Rick Steves, and you know what? I can actually share a screen. Don't laugh at me because I'm getting better at this sharing screen business, which I haven't always done, but I'm getting better at these little online tools. And so here's a guy. I'll show you my screen here. Here's a guy has over 30 years of experience, and that's one thing I really like to look for. I was like, I gotta find someone who has experience. So here we go. There you go. You can see that, right? All right. So we got Ricky up there. And you know, the thing with Ricky is he has been traveling Europe for a long period of time. A long period of time. You can see there, Rick Steves travels Europe. And this is something that was really important to me. So one of the things I really liked was on his website, goes into travel tips. And everything was very broken down, very simple, you know, from trip planning to money, transportation, theft and scams, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Well, one of the things was right here was packing light, and this really had an eye opener, you know, for me. And was like everything was broken down, especially when you're traveling with women or family and friend, family, because it's just a little different other than when you're packing yourself. So I would encourage you, whether you're going to Europe or any other place, really take a look at this website. You know, again, one of the things I really like about Rick was that he has over 30 years of experience. Now, Rick is in actually the travel business. He does tours. His company does tours. He has, you know, travel company. So he's been doing this for quite some time. But he's very educational, very informative. I highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel as well, and you can definitely check that out. Well, here's something I definitely looked into as well, which is 100 days, you know, in 100 days in Europe, because I'm kind of almost doing the same thing. I'm doing 99 days, 99 days in Europe. So you can actually check out places that he goes to and all that kind of stuff. And I know there's other people out there, but again, what I said, what's really important to me is experience. Someone who's done it many, many times. I watched other videos out there where people were just, hey, this is my trip to Europe, and here's what I did, and here's what I did, and here's where I went, here's where I ate, here's what I saw, right? But that was maybe one trip, okay? And I already had experience about going to Europe many times, but this time I wanted more deeper, rich, more in-depth, non-big tourist attraction type of experience. And I could tell by reading through Rick Steves' blogs and his material, his ebooks and whatnot, it's very, very in-depth, and I absolutely love it. So here's what I've done, and here's what I'm doing. I got, you know, a family of 4, and we're literally packing 2 backpacks and 1 roller suitcase, literally. And we followed Rick Steves' process, you know, down to the each article of clothing, and I highly recommend it because I could see how you have to make that happen. So it's definitely something new for me. I've never done it before, but I will tell you this, and this is kind of like the whole point of the video, not only to document my before and after type stuff, but what's really important about this, and this is for anyone who loves traveling or is addicted to traveling, like me, is you got to know that everything that you own, or, you know, in regards to clothes, maybe not the exact piece of, you know, things that you own, but in regards to clothes and toothbrushes and cosmetics, you know, cosmetics and anything that you really, really need, socks, shoes, all that, is in the other location that you're going to. So if something happens, you could easily pick that another item up, go shopping, and enjoy yourself, right? I think there's just a fear inside of people, and that's actually why I wanted to also shoot this video and let you know that, listen, don't let the fear stop you, one, from traveling and exploring new places. There's just something about seeing other cultures, seeing other places, and getting that real life experience that just really just enriches your life, but changes your mind. It helps you realize that, wow, there is more to this world, and there's other beliefs and cultures and people. And that actually makes you a better human being. I don't want to say better is the right word, but it just makes you a more expansive human being. Okay, that's a better way to put it. It gives you more experience and knowledge, and expands your mind, and it progresses you. So if you ever have that type of doubt, or, oh, I don't want to get stuck, or, there's a whole bunch of crazy things can happen when you travel, or terrorism, right? There's all kinds of excuses you can give yourself. I just want to encourage you that you really need to get out there and just do it. That's the truth of it. You need to get out there in some way, in some form or fashion. Listen, start locally. Travel locally first. All right? Travel locally. And here's what I mean by that. Let me share a quick story with you. In the city I was born and raised in, there was literally I lived on a hill, and I could look down and I could see a river. And in that river, I could see this big battleship that fought in some war. I can't even remember the war. There was a big battleship that sits there. It's like a whole museum. There's multiple boats. And, my entire life, well, no, that's like, at least 20 years of my life, I grew up in that city, and I was around that city. I even ran for office in that city. So I would say a good like 23 years I was in that city. And I know for a good portion of my life, I never went on that boat. There was people that came from all over the world, from China and Germany and Russia and all over the world. They flew in to come and experience the tour, and sleeping on this boat and being on this boat. And you know what? To me, it was like, it's just the battleship. Like, who cares? But to them, it was like a huge thing. And isn't that so funny? That can happen with any one of us. If you live in a town or in a major city or in a country or a state, it doesn't matter. And there's a big monument. There's people that come from all over the world to come see that big destination, that big attraction. Get over there to go and see it. I know what happens is in life as human beings, we look around us and we just see like, oh, that's just that thing over there, right? That's actually a bad thing to approach. It's sometimes we just see the same things over and over again, and what to us it seems like nothing, but to someone else it's amazing. And we all have that. It's just part of human nature. It's part of who we are as humans. So, hey, listen, start traveling locally. Get to know your local area first. Get to know it so well. Go to the local tourist sites. Go to the local museums. You should be supporting these places anyway. It helps the community and your local city. So get out there locally, and then start traveling further out. Maybe you want to go, 5 kilometers out or 20 kilometers out, and just keep going out and further and further. Then you want to hop over to the next state, or maybe you want to hop over to the next country, and you just continue growing your experience. And the really cool thing today with mobile apps and mobile phones is you can actually track your progress. You can obviously take photos along the way. You can see and look back and make videos and all kinds of cool stuff. You can actually track the places you've been. And that's something that growing up as a younger guy, I didn't really do. I've been so many places. And yeah, I do have some pictures of Europe already and all that, but I wasn't really that into it. I wasn't as addicted to it then as I am now. When I was traveling then, I really just kind of looked around and just soaked it all in without any really cameras or anything like that, and just really absorbed it. The moment, I was so taken, especially in Europe, I was just so infatuated and just like, wow, like the architecture and the history just leaves you speechless. Actually, most of the time I was actually speechless at the awe and the beauty, and just a deep falling in love with other locations. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that start locally if you want to travel more. It builds that experience in you, and then it'll also encourage you to set new places you want to go. And that's something that I do personally. I'll give you an example. I have a whole list in my goal list. I have a whole list in my goal list of places I want to travel to. And what I've done is I just wrote down all the ones that I want to go to. A lot of those were in Europe that I want to revisit. And guess what? When I wrote them over about a year ago, I didn't know when I was going to go back to them, but just sometimes your mind keeps working in ways to make your goals, to help you achieve your goals and dreams, so things start falling into place. And look, lo and behold, in the next few days, I'm heading over there to make that happen again. Keeping track, keeping documentation. Again, like I said, it's so simple to do with your mobile phone and keep track of where you're doing, what you're doing, and documenting it all along the way. I know some people are really great professionals at that, and I admire that. Something I truly want to get better at. And that's why I'm shooting this video. This is my pre-video before my trip, and I wanted to get better at this. So this is one small step for me. But I do highly recommend you do it, because I've seen the results of some people, and you probably have too. You've seen some people who really take the time and enjoy and document their travel experience. So with that being said, get over to ricksteves.com. You can check out his site. There's a guy right there for you that really spends the time and deeply rooted, and gets a lot out of his experiences. Good inspiration as well. So I will be keeping you updated. I'm going to be shooting some more videos along the way of the different places that I go to and the trips, and documenting the whole thing. But most importantly, I just want to encourage you to set some goals. Where you want to go, where you want to be, the places you want to see, the people you want to meet, the food you want to try, all that kind of stuff. Just set some goals of where you want to go in life, the next place you want to travel to. Actually, in the comments below, I'd love to hear the places that you would love to go to. Some place that you've never been before, but you would love to visit and check out, maybe in the next year or 2 years, whatever it is. Maybe you just add a bullet point list and share with me what's your favorite places that you want to go see. I'd love to know and hear about the places that you would like to go. All right, I'll be keeping you updated, and I'll talk to you real soon.